and higher schemes. Coordinator, group 2, physical. Physical contains physics and mathematics. That is the part of physical that we worked on. But I would like to start with apology that maybe we are not well guided because we worked on the matrix in the table, but we did not see the other part of the description. We did not see the other part. I don't know whether the work itself was not there.
You did not receive the content.
No. We did not receive it, work on and maybe
no, the question I think is the one that is not being understood because the content is in it. But it is okay.
so that's what we worked on. Maybe if I can deeply explain how we arrived at these figures and the meaning of those figures. If I can have a marker. So the distribution of the hours in the table, we considered the strengths and the core strengths and the core subjects as we were told. But if we are looking at the physics, there is the content, the study skills is not a core content in physics. Okay? Foundations of chemistry is not the core content, but we look at the additionals and the mathematics, numericals and other things, they were core contents, and we give them many hours. But how do we do that? As we were told yesterday, maybe those who are not around, we are told that formally, looking at those who are not around, looking at those figures, DH, SH, and AH, functional hours. And again, formally,
is not national.
Not
Yes, and O.
notional
Yes.
hours. Again, formally, we said that one credit unit was equal to 15 product hours. One credit unit was equal to 15 what?
Contact hours.
Product hours.
True.
Okay? But now we have one credit unit. One credit unit. Oh, one credit, not credit units. One credit, which is equal to 10 notional hours. 10 notional hours. So we based on this to distribute our contact hours in the table. And when you look at down, you realize that in the semester, the fourth semester, if you summarize all the hours, they are supposed to be 600 hours. So these 600 hours, when you divide them by the number of credits, which are 10, Because now, 1 credit is equal to 10 notional hours. So when you divide by 10, that's how you come to get what? 60. Okay? So that's how we...
But you forgot one thing also.
Which one?
That the minimum now is 9 and the maximum is 15. And we are seeing 7 and 8.
Okay. The minimum is what?
9. Initially, as we were writing, initially it was 3 to 5.
The maximum is
15 credits. Meaning that the minimum hours should be 90, the maximum should be 150. So you can't have 80, you can't have 70.
Oh. So I think that was an oversight.
No, this wasn't an oversight.
So that means
You see, when you go to do it, this is now the time when you understand it better. Yes. So now you now know.
so meaning that here we can change that to have 90.
But that means you need time to also
So what we do just time.
And also we are looking at the multiples of 15.
I wish you were glancing at the content and then come here. Yeah, that's why I say, imagine you are moderating an exam. You first begin by seeing if the marks are tallying up to what is there, like 20. So you first look at this, look at the content. Look at this, look at the content. Because this is the extra of what is in the content. Because even in the content there's a column for the notional hour. So it is that column that will keep on transferring. You add and then you keep on transferring. You look at the total notional hours in that, and that's what you transfer here for a particular course.
So I don't know whether we can progress with this because there are some errors. But this was for 1 semester, the first semester, and this is for the second semester, and then we had to total get 1,200 for the 2 semesters.
Now in 30 minutes, can you do that now as well? In 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think we can.
Yes. You can first suspend that presentation and then you quickly make that adjustment so that we are sure about what's going on.
Let me first see the courses you have. 1, 2.
Actually, what we do?
There is another thing.
What is
Yes, that's what I wanted.
Maybe if you could first complete the presentation, then you quickly make that so that we can comment.
Another thing is that when it comes to competence-based, when you are teaching, the teaching must be practical. So basically, this is the only thing. So the practical physics should be removed, and that's where you will put. You will introduce in the other ethics.
It is embedded. The practical is embedded in the what? In the day-to-day
teaching. When you go to class to teach, make sure that what you are teaching theoretically is integrated practically, rather than having physics as a standout. Because in competence-based, but now for you are talking about entrepreneurship, and almost all of us are entrepreneurs. You buy a phone, and if you get someone who exceeds by 10K, you sell it. Already that is an example, and the students are doing this. You buy for your child a shirt, and it reaches at school, and it comes with another shirt, but sold, and then got some bonus, and then bought another one cheaply. That is entrepreneurship. So when you are teaching, those are some of the examples. Every day, everyone is an entrepreneur in one way or the other. That one has no examples actually. I would think the historian is the one who may lack examples. but they are also very many. The biggest, hey, you can even talk about Arsenal. I hear Arsenal won World Cup long time. Now, there are many things you can talk about.
You now who's suffering.
I don't know those things, but at least I've seen it on social media. That is a lot of history. But maybe if I didn't understand your concept very well. But and actually most of the theoretical courses, case studies work perfectly well. Case studies. If, for example, actually a mathematician would complain even more. But if I'm teaching calculus, I'm teaching reanalysis. But you will find that this mathematics, all these things are used. Like when it comes to technology, it is basically mathematics.
Actually, if you're designing a curriculum and then you cannot use it, then don't teach it because it's useless. You have to design what can be used in competence based. What competence are you advancing in these students? So if there is nothing, then you don't design a course like that or a topic like that. Every topic must be used to learn a competence. So we are getting away from the traditional way of doing things. You know, these fellas left us with their very old tradition of curriculum, very old tradition of curriculum, where we just cram things and then you find an engineer doesn't know many things to do. But if you go on the streets, you find these technicians, they're very serious because they have the skills. But here we're just cramming things, the mathematics, very advanced math, you cannot use it, you don't know its use. You're talking about logarithm, what is the use of that logarithm?
What is divide x?
If you go to teach logarithm, you see that too. And then they still ask you, where can you apply this logarithm? What would you say? So that is what we're talking about. Yes. So you have seen these students who do, is it called CPA? Certified Public Accountant. Some of them do online. All the exams are case studies.
Open book.
Yes, case studies. They give a scenario. Like even these lawyers who go for law department centers, they have case studies. You are presented with a case and you're supposed to analyze. So this is what the competence we are talking about. Yes.
So,
okay, thank you very much for your comments. I've been carefully listening to you, and you're saying that there are some concepts in mathematics that are not applicable in the actual scenarios. Like for example, I'm talking about logarithms.
For example?
You have talking about logarithms that they are not applicable in the actual. But you can see such a possibility for the logarithms. After advancing and becoming the engineering profession, it is applicable when you're calculating like power of the microwave antennas. But if you don't know the basics of logarithms, there is no way how you can go and calculate the power of the microwave antenna. So according to me, yeah, it is very important for the competence curriculum. But actually, this possible. When you advance, you can see the applicability still.
I think you misunderstood the statement. He was just saying that sometimes you are teaching and in class and you the teacher, you are not showing the applicability. Like you are teaching logarithms, but you are not relating it to real life. And he's saying, for what are you teaching that? Not that it is not applicable. Actually, I tell people, if something is not applicable, like mathematics, as most people claim, that it is very hard to put it into competence based. I always tell them, if it was so that it can't get real life examples, it wouldn't have existed up to this time. It would have phased out completely. But it's because it is applicable that it is existing up to today. But we, the lazy teachers, we don't want to find out what it is. You want to go to class, teach rules of logarithms, number 1, number 2, and you stop there. You give examples and you go away. But you are not showing this learner how important this logarithm is. And you don't even need to tell them that when you grow old, you go to engineering school.
When you grow old, that's when you learn.
Tell them there and then, at their level, there is something they will get to understand. You're getting the point? Yes. So we are saying when you're going to teach this, prepare yourself very well and make the learners appreciate what you're teaching. So that if they drop out of your class, they are able to benefit from this. Why would you tell me that I will benefit from my education when I finish university? So what if I fail to get fees after senior 2? Should all that time be a waste? Certainly not. I should benefit from where I've reached. I should have gained competences to where I am. So that even if I dropped, I'm not a useless person. I want to go and struggle for Rocco brew with those who never went to school. That is the idea of competence based. While you were our madam, we said that in competence based curriculum, we are even considering the values. So even when you are teaching this entrepreneur, you are teaching the person to be able to do ABC. Make sure that you teach the person to be honest.
Monetary values.
Yes. Yes. So that these things help the learner to be a human being. We say those who were not here, we said that we have trained good entrepreneurs who are thieves. There is a time I bought a sack of sugar from Barara. But when I was lifting it 10 kilograms, I was like, have I become so strong? But I put it in the car, reaching home, my wife told me, you didn't see, there was a hole, they removed it.
We get at the moment, because yesterday you gave us, I think what you were trying to say was, as we are teaching these students in competence-based learning, we must ensure that if a student drops out, even if it's from senior 1 or senior 2, should go and at least have something value for their money that they came to school to study. Should go home and do something at least from what they have learned.
To add on that, actually, that exam I did mention, Kazina was giving a testimony, and I think most of these things he would have moved very far immediately. So he would have moved very far immediately. So sometimes we bury the ideas, and if I asked in the class, by the way, can I use this distillation to get some medicinal compounds from plants? Then you abuse rubbish. How do you relate this thing with? And you get use rubbish. How do you relate this thing with? And you kill that dream instead of